We are two brothers traveling to Latin America to play 4 tournaments in 4 weeks in 4 different countries. We start in Mexico, then Guatemala, before making our way to Costa Rica, and lastly Peru. This is how we've prepared for the trip.
List of computers.
We got the idea in Dubai. We were on a family vacation and also a training camp in Dubai with Victor. And I think it was you who actually came up with the idea to go on a trip away from Europe to play some tournaments. And then we spoke to briefly Victor about it, but also our current coach PK about it, who thought it was a good idea. And then from there on, we just made it into reality.
I think timing wise, it also makes a lot of sense to do it now.
Yeah.
I think it makes sense in this because you are on your way up in the career ladder.
Yeah.
While I still have a high level, but I've also dedicated my life to pursue a corporate career. I recently graduated from university, so I think while I still have the level and the freedom to do so, I think it makes sense to do it now.
Yeah, I agree. I think what we hope to achieve in our trip is, of course, we have some ambitions in regards to results. We want to be on top of the podium and win some tournaments and get a lot of good matches. But we also just really want to get a lot of experiences, both on court and off court.
First stop, I think, is Mexico.
Yeah.
And that will be our first tournament, obviously. And the tournament was supposed to be played in Monterrey, but they changed the location to Aguascalientes, which is a city in a high altitude.
Yeah, it is.
2,000 meters above sea level.
Yeah.
So obviously there's going to be challenging to get used to the high altitude, but also the heat, the new shuttles, kind of the setup there. It's going to be a challenge to get started.
Then we go to Guatemala, which we don't know a lot about. We know they have a few players, but I think in Guatemala it's definitely going to be the culture. We're going to get a lot of experience and new experiences from. We're going to stay with a local, Eric, who's played in Guatemala, who's played in Scorsese, and who has been so kind to welcome us into his home. So I think that will be an amazing experience.
Very generous of him. Next stop will be Costa Rica, and while I have been there, in badminton terms, it's a complete black box to me. I don't know anything about their level.
No.
And I also expect weaker competition in Costa Rica compared to the other countries.
And then last stop is Peru, where we know a bit about the country. We know some players from there, and the tournament is one level higher than the others, so we're expecting some fierce competition, and it's gonna be the last tournament, so it's gonna be exciting to see whether we are satisfied at that point or if we're hungry for more, how we're gonna go into that tournament.
Then I suggest we get going and we start practicing.
Yeah, let's go. Let's get the work in.
as I'm making my way back from physiotherapy, I just wanted to share how I have gone about preparing for this trip. I've been preparing in a physical, mental, and financial way, you could call it that. We start with the physical. I have increased my training intensity quite a lot, especially over the past month or two. I have also been super diligent in the gym, making sure that my body can resist the pressure that it will be put on over the course of 4 tournaments. Secondly, I have been preparing mentally or cognitively by taking Spanish classes with a private tutor twice a week. And that has allowed me to, one, hone my Spanish skills, but second, also learn a lot about the culture in Latin America and the differences between the various countries that we are visiting. And thirdly, I have been preparing financially by saving up, by taking vacation a bit postponed compared to what you would normally do. And then I've managed to secure a few sponsorships, including Li Ning, who will support me with equipment for the trip. Sí, estoy muy emocionado para el viaje. Solo me faltan pocas cosas para prepararme y, bueno, en la cancha me siento fuerte, mi nivel es alto.
The way I've prepared for this trip has been through a lot of work in, of course, the badminton hall, where I've been trying to find different ways to improve my game, and just been working hard to get the body ready. And in regards to that, I've also really focused on recovery. As you can see, I'm in my boots right now, and whether it's being in the recovery boots or it's doing injury prevention in the gym or in the sauna or doing an ice bath, it really has been everything I've tried to do to get my body in the best shape possible, and also trying to avoid injuries that can hinder our trip and our chances in the tournament. I've also been taking Spanish lessons with a private tutor since February, and I started from zero, so that has been quite challenging. But I think I've improved quite a lot, and hopefully I can understand what's going on when we're in Latin America. And if not, it's good that I have Emil, who is more fluent in Spanish than I am. visito el centro histórico, las pirámides de Teotihuacán y Xochimilco.
Oh, muy bien.
Hey guys, we have now very little time until we leave for Latin America, and therefore we've gone to the mail to get our essentials for the trip. Let's see what we got down here. We got some electrolyte, like isotonic powder for the game so we don't cramp up. Then we got some Compete, some blister plaster, little tongue twister. We got a cooling eye mask for a meal so we can go full Patrick Bateman style. And then we've gotten very essential one, toothbrushes and toothpaste. They go together really well. We know that. We've got the hand sanitizer, which I think will be very important so we don't get sick on our trip. We got magnesium tablets so that we can recover well. They're gonna go well with the electrolyte drinks. Then we've got some sleeping pills Emil found. There was like something like natural sleep and rest it helps with. Gonna also be very good for when we're getting jet lagged, which I think we're gonna need those. Then Emil also found a really nice pair of sunglasses for, I think it was 30 kroner. Very cheap, but they get the job done. Sunscreen, always gotta bring sunscreen. Of course, especially as we're Danes, we're gonna get red really quickly if we don't use it. So that's an essential. And then lastly, we have some sports tape, which is also gonna be essential. That's it.